Missing Pants said, I've whooped that kid's tail 3 times already in my mind. When I put this video out a couple of days ago, I know that energetically he just felt beat down. Because energetically we have whooped this child's behind so many times. Poor thing. We're going to send some good energy his way as soon as I'm finished with this video. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in to WMLM Special Edition. This is Megan McGlover's opinion on the video, the Dr. Phil video that was on there that I had put on the Facebook. So basically what happened first is there was a video of a man who was whooping his children, and that was a whooping. That was not a spanking. If anyone wants to know the difference between a whooping and a spanking, that was a whooping. I believe it was with an extension cord, whooping his 2 girls, I believe it was teenage girls, for twerking on the Facebook. What is the correlation? If you spare the rod, you will spoil the child. The dad probably told those girls, I'm going to let you get a Facebook page, but don't let me find out. This wasn't the first whipping that these children have gotten. So, do I feel that it was necessary to beat them in that degree? No, not really. However, my mother used to do the same thing to me. I've always said I will not whip my child. I will spank them, but I will not whip them. However, if your behavior warrants it, well, I guess we'll go from spanking to what? Ain't no sense in me trying to negotiate with you and we'll go into the videos here. Melanie Low Sim says, oh, Lord, help me, Jesus. Thomas Albert, Lord Jesus. So you see just a mirage of people calling on the Lord Christ. You got to call on God. Tis so sweet. You got to have somebody. You better call on somebody to help you. Because if you don't, you'll lose your mind at that level of disrespect. There are people trying to come through the computer. Nicole Dooley, is that how you say your name? She said, okay, where she went wrong was when he pointed his finger in her face. Shut up! And I said, oh, so this is a video about violence. And then it kept going, and then he said, no, you shut up! And I said, wait a minute. I said, oh, my video must have skipped back. Because surely I missed the part where the mom knocked him out for telling her to shut up. You point your finger in your mama's face like that. So he pointed her finger, shut up. You don't like how it feels? Do you like how it feels? Shut up. I'm trying to calm down so I can do this video. I'm trying to calm down. When he told her to shut up, oh, Lord. When he told her to shut up, that is when it should have stopped right there. First of all, your tone of voice is disrespectful. My mother used to whoop me. I don't recall ever getting a spanking. I used to get whoopings. I felt they were just completely unnecessary, but whatever. Okay, I turned out pretty good. More importantly than the whoopings were the fact that I thought seriously that when I was younger, she was crazy. I did not want the repercussions because I was afraid of what she would do that I did not know she was capable of doing. Of course, now my mother and I were discussing things and so forth and so on. And so she told me, oh yeah, I wanted you to think I was crazy. Because see, when you think somebody's crazy, you don't know if they're going to do something to you when you're sleeping, sprinkle a little poison on your cereal, put something in your lunch bag, a little snake in your backpack. You don't know what somebody's going to do when you think that they're not right in their mind. And so this little boy knows for a fact that his mama ain't going to do nothing. Because this ain't been the first time. This has not been the first time that this child has told his mama to shut up. And it sure enough ain't been the first time that he has slapped his mother in the mouth. How is you going to... If I had ever even considered telling my mother to shut up, we're not even going to talk about the slapping because that's out of the question. If I had ever told my mother or considered thinking about telling my mother to shut up, the very next thought would have been, well, let's see. Will I wake up in the morning to see another day? Or will I wake up for that great getting up morning fairly well? This this is what we're here for. Young people are not your anti-wrinkle cream, okay? Young people are not here to try to make you feel more vibrant and to make you feel more young, and that's not what this is about. This is about some serious parenting, because what? It's a whole bunch of people. The child would have woke up in the morgue. Christy Noah McGinnis, is that how you say your name? She said, too late now, darling. You have a little turd who has the opinion that he feels that he is equal. Suck it up, because the world is going to have to teach him the lessons that you did. And that's true. Because let me tell you something. The fellow over there in Connecticut, over there in Newtown, who killed all them kids, I guarantee you that if we could find some videotape, some old videotape of him, he was slapping his mama too. I'm telling you that if you don't nip this kind of thing in the bud prior to, the lady that was on the Walmart, was at the Walmart twerking in the Walmart, she had just left church and had on the same outfit from church, and went to the Walmart and was twerking over there by the milk section, over there by the cereal and everything else. If her father had whooped her behind, then we wouldn't see it. Am I talking good? Do you know that you can't get a job nowadays without somebody going on the internet, pulling up your name on Google, looking at your Facebook page, looking at your LinkedIn, looking at your Instagram? People are looking, you can't even get a job. The man is in jail, which I believe he should not be in jail. Jennifer Anderson says, I know violence is not the answer. I know this, but I would have beat his behind. The reason why we had the problems that we have nowadays, we didn't have them back in the day, old school. It's because the Bible said, let me tell you what the Bible meant about it takes a village. It takes a village because when you are a mile from your house, anybody, see, this is back in the day. This is back in the day. Anybody could get into your tail. If you doing graffiti and you out there got your tail out and you twerking on the curb and this and the other, back in my day, it don't matter if these people knew your mama or not. If you are acting up, they have the right to snap somebody's child up, whoop their tail, put a little safety pin and note on their shirt and give the phone number and said, I whooped your child's tail today. Call me, girl. We'll talk about it later. That's what it means when it says it takes a village to raise a child. Lou Scott over on my fan page, he said, this is a future terror. Lynn Justice says on my fan page, said, ain't no kid gonna slap my face and still sit across from me. She's talking good. Andrea Rogers Carter, my good friend Allison Harmon, says, I couldn't even finish watching it. And a couple other people couldn't finish watching it because you just get so upset. David W. Williams said, why is no one asking why the child is angry? Tanya Fisher says, obviously there's mental illness on both sides. Beth Gonzalez says, he's not angry, he's afraid. So we have a lot of people who do have sympathy for the child. Jessica Hughie said, this kid doesn't need more violence, he needs therapy. She did, however, go on to say she would have knocked him off the chair. Melanie Taylor, Sarah Elizabeth Despain, I showed my 13-year-old this. It shocked him. You should show this video to your children. Then I think you should show the video of the man who whooped his children's tail for twerking. That's what I think you should do. Your kids know that you ain't here to play no games. My mother told me, and I want you to call the police. But when I get out, don't be here. My mother's a single parent. I'm over here working 3, 4 jobs, going to school. My mother went to law school, medical school, interior design school. She jack of all trades. I went to private school my entire life. Getting your tail because you done disrespected me, disrespected yourself, disrespected some other people. You've been bad, end quote. And so you gonna call the police? I want you to call them. When I get out, because I will. When I get out, I'm speaking from my mother now. She's coming in. She's coming in from the spirit. When I get out, do not be here. That's what my mother told me. I never called the police. We just worked it out. We worked it out. And that's what you people need to learn. You need to learn that you are not your children's friend. Melinda Hickerson, a wonderful lady, she added, watch the second part where Dr. Phil counsels them both. The mother had another child, a daughter who died. So let's look at it this way. The mother has already lost a child. She is in the midst of great pain and great grief. I lost my mother. I could not imagine losing a child. And now she got to deal with somebody slapping her in the face. He's grieving. She's grieving. Everybody needs counseling. That's right. But while you getting your counseling, you're going to hit me in my face. Let me tell you something. When I tell my dog to sit down. That's what I mean. It ain't up for discussion. You can't bark back at me. You can't chew toys, chew this. My dog has never chewed a shoe, and never, because I don't play that. When I tell you to do something, that's what I mean, and that's my dog. Okay? It's just not let's be judged, but I'll tell you right now, you ain't finna come over here and slap me in my face. You can't do it, and I'm out.